Rudy, do you think silver is going up? Yes? You think you should we buy silver? Wow. Is silver going to 50? Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Well, we're going to look at silver today. I think we're in for a very wild ride. And by that I mean up, but very volatile in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe even more. And what we're going to do today is look at some charts and do some comparisons. We're going to look at the gold-silver ratio. And yeah, before we delve deeper into the technicals of silver, just wanted to give a shout out to my precious metals affiliates in the US. I'm affiliated with Miles Franklin. All the details are below in the description. I've got like a link now that you can go into and sign on to a portal, or you can call them. And if you're new to the precious metal space, you can get advice from their brokers on what to buy and what not to buy, of course. And here in the UK, I'm affiliated with Gold Investments. They've been in business since 1981, and it's a family-run business. I started dealing with them in 2002 with Mike Tempo, and now Mike's two sons, Oliver and Simon, they run it. The details are below in the description as well. I've got some promo codes there, and the best thing to do vis-a-vis Gold Investments is to give them a call, and you can even go there personally to their office in London. So back to silver, and yes, late yesterday or around midday New York time, silver was trading almost at 37, and it looks like we've broken out definitively through that 35 level. Is it possible that we go back down? Yes, anything is possible in the short term. But I've looked at some charts comparing silver and gold, and I went back to late 2003 to May 2006, and I remember that period well because I was working at MF Global at the time, and the colleague with whom I worked, we worked in kind of pods, and it was just me and my colleague Mike. He had some high net worth private clients from Norway, and we got them involved in silver. And one of them, he was already, I think, a billionaire, but he made a killing in silver. We started getting involved around $5-6, and then silver went up to 15, and he actually liquidated it, made millions, and he even spent $5 million for his 50th birthday, and he told Mike that that was from the winnings in silver. He had a birthday bash in the Adriatic on a yacht with all his friends. Mike went. Unfortunately, I had to stay in the office. But anyway, I thought at the time, why is he getting out? I think this is just the beginning, but I don't blame him. So I want to go to that period because gold really started trading higher in 2002, and silver really was frustrating from 2002 to the beginning of 2004, end of 2003. By that time, gold was already up, let's say, since the beginning of the century, so since the beginning of 2000. And it was only in late 2003 that silver started catching up. And I've done a little bit of calculations here. For example, at the end of 2003, beginning of 2004, silver was around $5.30, and it was virtually unchanged since the beginning of the century, while gold was trading around 400, and it was up 45% since the beginning of the century, roughly. So when silver, broke out of this base, very frustrating base at the end of 03 and started going up in 04, well, it took off and went up to like around 15, just above 15 by May 2006. It was at $15.24. It doesn't sound like much these days, right? But back then it was a huge move. So it was up 285.92%. So if you take that that kind of time period and you take it, transpose it to now, bring it forward to the breakout now, and I think this is a breakout. And again, this is not investment advice, but so if you take the breakout as being now, beginning of June, I think we could go, if we copy what silver did back then, by the end of 2027, silver could be at $100. It might not sound very bullish to you. You might want to see $100 this year, but I'm being conservative here. I think that's the other important thing. In this wild ride, you need patience. You need to sit tight, and you need lower expectations. And by the way, I'm not telling you to trade here. I'm not going to trade this silver market. I'm just going to keep stacking because I think what's going to happen in the next few years is that the fiat currency system, of course, is going to implode, and you need to have gold and silver. And then if we go from 2006 to 2011, that's about, I did the same exercise, right? And from that breakout in 2003, silver went up about 800%. So if you take 2003-4 to 2011, that's 7 years. So I think by January 2032, and that again might sound really conservative, silver would be around 280, which is the equivalent of 4770, which was the high back in 2011. So what I think could happen is that things are so much worse today in terms of the monetary, fiscal, political, inflationary debt situation, that this could happen maybe in 2 years instead of, let's say, 7, or, it could happen in 3 or 4 years as well. It's very difficult to say, but either way, I think this breakout in silver is confirming a major move in precious metals. That's my opinion. And the other exercise I did was looking straight at gold and silver since the beginning of the century until now. And as you can see by this chart, silver has lagged, even though it's up about 578% or thereabouts. Gold is up 1,083. So if you do the calculation here, for silver to be where gold is now since the beginning of 2000, it would need to be at $56. And if you look back on this chart, silver has lagged like it did in the beginning of the century, but then it catches up. But when it's catching up and going higher, gold is also going higher. So what I'm trying to say here, by the time silver, let's say, trades at 56, gold will be a lot higher because it will also be going up. And I think it's going to be a wild ride. It was Jim Sinclair, excuse me, who said that silver is gold on steroids. And as you can see from the breakout in late 2003, silver went from below $6 all the way to around $8.28 by May 2004. Then it dropped back to like $5.70, and then it went almost in a straight line up to 15 in May 2006. And then we had another sharp drop back down below 10 in June of 2006. And then we had another leg up in March 2008, all the way up to 2021. And then we had the sharp drop in 2008 where it went back below 10. And a lot of people got discouraged and got out of silver. The client at MF Global we had, he must have felt really good about getting out at 15. But then, of course, we saw a huge move higher. And this is where all the money is made. A lot of the money is made. Silver went from below 10 in late October 2008, almost up to 50 by April 2011. It's a huge move. So there's a lot of volatility there, as you can see, over the years, but you need to hold on for dear life, as I've said sometimes. And yeah, so that's how I see silver going forward. What about the miners, silver miners? Yes, that's a different story. And again, I have silver miners. Do I trade them? Not really. I hold them more longer term, but there will be a point where you want to take profits on the miners. Silver and gold, physical silver and gold, I think you should look at them as insurance. Of course, you might need to liquidate your gold and silver, especially if they're worth quite a bit more than it's now and you have an emergency, or you might want to buy something that you've always wanted, or you might want to invest it in some kind of business. So that's how I see it. And I think it's going to be a wild ride. And in terms of, let's say, targets, apart from those that I gave you earlier, let's look at where we could be in terms of the gold-silver ratio. Let's say that gold did go to, or silver did go to $280 by 2032, or even earlier, with a gold-silver ratio of 31, which was the low in 2011. Gold would be at 8,680 by January 2032. That's very conservative in my opinion, but if you take a 50 gold-silver ratio, if silver doesn't outperform as much, gold would be at 14,000. So yeah, that's the way I see it. You can work out the ratios yourself if you want to do it, but it's going to be interesting times in gold and silver. So I'm going to end with a quote from Jesse Livermore, the greatest speculator arguably ever. He said, "Be right and sit tight. Don't listen to the crowd. Yeah, be a lone wolf." I think, as I said, we're in for a wild ride. We're going to see some wild price swings. Maybe the thing to do is when you see huge spikes higher in silver, take some profit on your miners if you have miners, but hold on to the physical. That's what I would do. And this is not advice. This is what I would be doing. Anyway, with that, I'm going to wish you all a very good day. Take care. Bye.